Bonjour my friends, I'm Frankie and welcome to Club Foodie. For many years, I've been sharing no-churn ice cream recipes. And then some of you said, hey, what about those of us that own a machine? Fair enough. St. Patrick's Day is tomorrow, and I couldn't resist sharing one of my favorite cold treats with the machine. Here it is. In today's episode, I'll show you how to make my mint chocolate ice cream. This is far from the commercial ones because you totally taste the real mint flavor. It's easy to make and you can adjust the sweetness to your liking. Turn on your machine and make this cold treat soon. So my friends, let's get cooking. We'll go ahead and extract the flavor from the mint. So in a medium saucepan over medium heat, we'll add heavy cream. Then half and half and granulated sugar. We'll stir until the sugar is dissolved and bring the mixture just before it starts to simmer. And the best way to know is steam will come up. Another way to know when the liquid is hot enough is to use a thermometer. When it reaches between 160 to 170 degrees Fahrenheit, we'll turn off the heat and add a cup of fresh mint leaves. We'll stir and let the mixture steep for 2 hours, but once in a while, we'll give a quick stir and push the leaves down. After a couple hours, we'll strain the mint mixture through a fine sieve sitting over a bowl, pressing down the solids with the back of a wooden spoon and discard the leaves. We'll return our custard to the saucepan and back to the stove. What I like to use is a vanilla bean. I know they're pricey, so substituting vanilla extract works as well. Now, if you do use bean, after scraping the seeds into a small bowl, don't throw it away because there's a good use for it, and it's to put the used pods in a jar filled with granulated sugar. After a couple weeks, ta-da! You got yourself some vanilla sugar. All right, back to the stove. We'll set the heat on medium again and warm up the custard just like we did earlier. Do not let it simmer, okay? Meanwhile, we'll form a donut shape with a clean towel and set our bowl with the egg yolks on it. Yep, there's always one that breaks. Anyway, this is a great trick to use so the bowl stays in place, especially when we have to temper the eggs. So when the custard reaches around 140 degrees Fahrenheit, we'll ladle some up and slowly pour in a tiny amount to the yolks, whisking constantly. It's important that we take our time, that we don't rush this process. Otherwise, we'll cook the eggs, and that is the last thing we want to do. I normally use 4 to 5 ladles, so I know they're nicely tempered, before adding them to the saucepan and whisking continuously. We'll check the custard temperature once more, and as soon as it reaches 170 degrees Fahrenheit, just like earlier, this step is done, and we'll remove it from the heat. Now, just to make sure there's no cooked eggs in a custard, we'll pass it through a fine sieve sitting over a bowl or a large measuring cup. If you took your time, there shouldn't be any in it, but if there is, discard it. To this, we'll add the vanilla seeds or vanilla extract if you're using it instead, and a small pinch of fleur de sel. Although ground sea salt is fine because the custard is hot. This is the brand I use and can be found at any specialty store or online. We'll whisk until the ingredients are well blended and then place a piece of wax paper on top, making sure it touches the surface. This will prevent a skin from forming. We'll let it cool off about 30 minutes before transferring it to the fridge to chill overnight. The next morning, we'll prep the chocolate. After we weigh it, we'll shave it or cut into small pieces. Mini chocolate chips are another option, but you still have to cut them into smaller pieces. Alright, let's make this cold treat. We'll turn on the ice cream maker and pour in our chilled custard. We'll process according to the manufacturer's instructions. About halfway through churning, we'll add the shaved chocolate. My machine instructions recommend between 15 to 20 minutes of churning, so I added at about the 8-minute mark. Now, the next ingredient is unusual. A couple minutes before it's done, which in my case was 14 minutes through the process, we'll add crème de menthe. Of course, the green one, not the white. And also a few drops of food coloring, which is optional. I'm not using the commercial one. No. I use my Food Natural recipe. So to get it, click on the top right corner of your screen. When we reach the desired consistency, we can enjoy it right away or spoon the mixture into a container, place a lid on, and transfer to the freezer until frozen, about 4 hours. And my friends, this is our mint chocolate ice cream. As I mentioned earlier, this doesn't taste like the ones from the store. It has real mint flavor in it. With added dark chocolate, this is a cold treat to enjoy all year round. Celebrate St. Patrick's Day with a bowl of yumminess. I hope you give it a try soon, and be sure to visit clubfoodie.com for ingredient amounts, directions, and more info. Until next time, my friends, bon appétit!